The deafening screech of metal on concrete pierced the air. Passengers aboard Delta Airlines Flight 4819 gripped their armrests, fear gripping their hearts. Just moments before, the plane had been making its final descent into Toronto Pearson International Airport. Now, on that fateful day of February 17, 2025, their journey was ending in a terrifying crash landing. Flight 4819, en route from Atlanta, had encountered severe wind shear upon landing. This unexpected weather phenomenon, a sudden and violent change in wind speed and direction, had caused the pilots to lose control. The plane touched down hard, its left wing dipping sharply. The impact sent a shudder through the cabin, tossing passengers against their seatbelts. The plane careened off the runway, its momentum carrying it across the tarmac. Sparks flew as the fuselage scraped against the ground. Inside, luggage tumbled from overhead compartments, adding to the cacophony of screams and cries. In a horrifying instant, the plane flipped, coming to rest upside down. Disoriented and terrified, passengers found themselves hanging upside down. Seatbelts became lifelines in the darkness. The air was thick with the smell of jet fuel and the dust of shattered plastic. A collective gasp rippled through the cabin as the realization of the situation sank in. They were trapped inside an overturned plane. Pete Koukov, a passenger on board, reached for his phone. His hands trembled as he turned on the camera, documenting the chaotic scene. The interior of the plane was a jumble of debris. Luggage was scattered everywhere, and the once pristine rows of seats were now askew. The force of the impact had ripped open overhead compartments, sending their contents tumbling down. Through the distorted lens of his phone camera, Koukov captured the fear and confusion etched on the faces of his fellow passengers. A flight attendant, her voice remarkably calm amidst the chaos, could be heard trying to reassure passengers. "Stay calm, everyone," she urged. "We're going to get you out of here." Outside, emergency response teams descended upon the crash site within minutes. Sirens wailed as fire trucks raced across the tarmac, spraying the overturned plane with fire-retardant foam as a precaution. The sight of the mangled wreckage sent chills down the spines of even the most seasoned first responders. Inside the plane, flight attendants sprang into action, guiding passengers towards the emergency exits. Working with speed and efficiency born of countless hours of training, they helped unbuckle seatbelts and calmed frayed nerves. One by one, passengers were evacuated through the emergency exits and onto inflatable slides that had deployed automatically. On the ground, paramedics and airport staff were on hand to assist the evacuees. Passengers, some with visible injuries, were ushered away from the wreckage and towards waiting ambulances. The air was filled with a mixture of relief and disbelief as survivors embraced loved ones and recounted their harrowing experience. In the aftermath of the crash, an investigation was immediately launched to determine the cause of the accident. The Transportation Safety Board of Canada, along with representatives from Delta Airlines and the Federal Aviation Administration, descended upon the crash site, their task to piece together the chain of events that led to this near tragedy. Initial findings pointed to the sudden and severe wind shear as the primary cause of the crash. The pilots, both experienced aviators with impeccable safety records, had been caught off guard by the unexpected weather phenomenon. Investigators were now focusing on whether there were any contributing factors, such as mechanical failure or human error, that might have played a role in the incident. The crash of Delta Airlines Flight 4819 served as a stark reminder of the unforgiving nature of aviation. While technology and training have made air travel safer than ever before, accidents can still happen. The bravery and quick thinking of the crew and emergency responders undoubtedly saved lives that day, but the investigation into what went wrong would continue for months to come.